Hi, my name is Ben Carrington and I'm a Professor of Sociology and Journalism here at USC Annenberg. I'm interested in what we might call the cultural politics of sports. And more specifically, I'm interested in questions of race, class, gender, sexuality and nationalism, and how they impact sports, and how sports reshapes those social identities as well. When we talk about sports, that raises questions around access, who gets to play, who pays for the sports, who gets to coach. So in quite a fundamental way, even though we like to think about sports and politics being different, questions of access, essentially political questions. That it's not just what happens on the playing field, but its wider effects that's given sports, I think, the power that it has today. So one of the research projects I've been looking at are how big mega events reshape local communities and also change in how they represent what we understand by national identities. I think it's always important to understand the social impacts of big mega events like the Olympic Games, because often it's the locals that are displaced from when we build these new stadiums, and that's often overlooked. When we have this amazing sports commentary and we see the amazing athleticism on the pitch or on the court, we sometimes overlook the ways in which these events are put on in the first place, and the costs, not just the financial costs, but the human costs. In order to assess the impact, we use a range of methodologies. So some of this is what we call discourse analysis, the kind of commentary that surrounds these events. We do an analysis of policy documents. So we look at the claims that are made in these bidding documents. And then we also do surveys of local residents. The other type of research that we often do is around participation. Nearly every Olympic Games claims it will raise the participation rate of people playing sports. Now in the short term that tends to be true, but once the Olympic goes away, are they still playing those sports? Data from the UK suggests that that's not the case, that in fact participation rates in sports have actually gone down since 2012 when London hosted the Summer Olympics. So often the organisers of the Olympic Games make big claims about the long-term benefits for the local residents, but when we look carefully, sometimes the legacy isn't quite as straightforward as it at first appears. If you look at Rio, for example, there was huge changes that took place near where some of the favelas are, some of the poorest areas. There's an amazing golf course, but do the local residents in the favelas really benefit from an 18-hole world-class golf course after the Olympics goes away? So the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles will be a good case study. The question we want to ask here are, what are the long-term benefits of hosting things like the Summer Olympic Games, and who really benefits in the long run?